Get ready for the next demo.
Star
Welcome to Star Savior. This is a new gacha game that just dropped recently. I decided to give it a try, mainly because we have a turn-based RPG, which is kind of my thing, and it has nice, anime-looking graphics. So I figured, let's give it a shot, see if I like it. So it looks like we actually have a minor update here, so I'm going to go ahead and just allow that to go through while I talk about my first impression. So basically, this game is decent, I would say. There are a few bugs I've noticed, like on occasions it may crash, and there are some tutorials that all of a sudden change to a different language, which is kind of weird. But other than that, I think that this is relatively a decent game to play. Leveling can be a little weird because you have your typical, increase your level by a certain amount, right? You can then ascend characters, make them stronger. You can get duplicates to make them stronger as well. But they have this thing called a journey, where basically you go through like a one-on-one kind of like you giving this character training, whichever character you choose, and you have to go through a lot of dialogue and stuff like that. And as you keep going, you just eventually just increase their stats. I'm sure there might be more to it. I'm not 100% sure, but so that's kind of weird. It feels like it's forced engagement, but it's fine, I guess. Of course, you have the main story, and then you have operations, which is where you can do some fights to basically increase rewards that you can get, I'm assuming. So we can do one of these fights real quick just so you can see how the game is. So let's go ahead and enter this real quick and you can see the combat. Now I'm going to leave it on auto because that's just what we do, and to see what happens. I'm just going to say yes for now. And yeah, we're just going to allow it, even though our combat level is too low. And there you have it. So this is what the combat looks like. Basically, a lot of flashy moves, which I think is fun. That's some of us like to see, or just characters kind of doing some special stuff. The voice I think is fine. It is in a different language, but honestly, like, I don't mind that. Like, a lot of times Japanese voice acting can be really good, especially like for combat situations. So, and there's a lot of cute little scenarios they have with the story when they're talking. So it's kind of cool. I don't mind it at all. I don't really pay too much attention to the story because I'm not really trying to read too much. But yeah, I mean, first impressions overall are decent, I will say. Like I said, I've noticed a couple of minor bugs here and there. But this is a new game. There's a lot of people, I'm sure, on their servers right now. So, they're going to see some hiccups here and there. Now, once people start dropping off, when we get the real player base, we'll be able to know how well they can handle the servers. And, hopefully we won't have too many issues going forward. But yeah, my first impressions are decent. There's still a few things I need to learn about the game, but other than that, I think it's kind of worth trying, at least at the moment. If I do decide to play this regularly, I will do an official review of this game. Just know that I typically wait about 6 months before I do an actual review because I like to see any kind of patterns that they do to make a game better or worse. So it's better to wait rather than start giving a review during the honeymoon phase. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens in the future, but I wanted to kind of show this game off real quick just to give people an idea of what this game looks like if it's something you might be interested in. And we'll go from there. I don't know about the gacha system yet. I've only been doing like those free pulls from the tickets they give you. I haven't spent any gems or anything. I guess we could take a look at it real quick. I think you go to observation. So let's do that. So what it looks like is, okay, so it's 2,000 gems per 10 pull depending on what one you're doing. And I think on the exchange tab, if you get 200 of these pulls, I want to say it gives you the character automatically, so this might be a 200 hard pity, is my assumption here. I don't know if they have a soft pity or not, but so for this particular banner, you can get the character if you do 200 pulls, is what it looks like, but I'm not 100% certain. But that's what it reads to me when I look at it. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. But yeah, so if it is like a hard pity, and the pity's 200, I would say that is moderately high, but not the worst thing in the world. So, I mean, I think the standard is about like 180, but 200, it could be worse. Obviously, I play other games that have a much worse pity, so, that's a thing. But as long as it's hard pity, I'm not going to complain too much about it. Like 200 hard pity is fine, but if it's 200 soft pity, that would suck. So yeah, it just kind of depends. So hopefully it's just 200 hard pity and that's okay. I don't mind that at all. But other than that, like overall, good first impression. Happy with what I've seen so far. The grind might be a little tedious with that whole journey thing, although you might be able to skip parts of it here and there. But outside of that, it seems okay. As far as game modes, I haven't played a lot, so I don't know what all it has to offer. I've seen some areas where you can grind for certain materials like equipment or ways to make your character stronger. I think there's like a boss mode that you can do where it maxes out your characters automatically outside of equipment that you can do. They do have an event going on too. So there seems to be stuff to do so far, but we'll see what the future holds. But yeah, that's going to be all for the demo for today. If this looks interesting to you, give it a try, and I hope you like it. Take care, everyone. Later.